Hey guys, Green Corsair here with my variation of the Strength Stacker Gemling Legionnaire. Now, you have seen probably a lot of streamers doing this, and they are all doing it. They are mostly doing it with the tech of the weapon swap and totems, which is for single target. And I got inspired by Rice QT's variation that goes for Whispers of Doom and Double Curse. So what I am also doing for like my own variation of the build is stacking life. You can see here I have 9k life with a normal maybe passive tree, and I get this from of course a lot of the life comes from this node here, which doubles the life from strength, which becomes from 1 to 1 to 1 to 2, I think. Maybe it's 1 to 4. It's fine. But the biggest tech here is this thing here, this helmet, Veil of the Night, which gives me 50% increased maximum life. Now, you will also have noticed that I also get no elemental resistances, which also gives me this thing here, which basically means they are all zero. They cannot be interacted with, they cannot be lowered, and they cannot be higher. This is how Path of Exile works. If I have no elemental resistances, they're just basically treated as zero, even if I'm cursed or they are lowered by any other means. So this is good about because of a few reasons. Now, first of all, of course, I have 9k HP, which is a ton, and I am very tanky against physical and chaos hits, because I actually have chaos res here. I have not maxed it, but yeah, this build is not optimized to its full potential. You can see here I don't even have an Astromantis, which would boost the build a ton, but it's still great. Now, this helmet is great for budget, which is basically what this build is. It's very budget friendly, and it means that basically, because all elemental resistances are suffixes on gears, you can basically ignore them, because you need the suffixes for something else, which is strength, right? So you can see all of my gear slots have strength on the suffix, and not really, I haven't focused on getting any elemental resistances, because I don't need them. I already have them at 0. So this is all good, but then mobs that deal a ton of elemental damage actually can do a lot of damage to me, which is why I incorporated this armor here, which is armor applies to elemental damage. It has worked great. I'm basically not able to be one-shot anymore, which, I mean, not many things could one-shot me before this armor, but now I can not be one-shot, basically. So yeah, armor comes from this shield mainly, a shield with 1000 armor, basically, and I scale a ton of like shield nodes. I get some armor nodes from here, and then some defenses from shield here, which is the main way I scale my armor. And you can see here I have about 7k armor. If I leveled up a bit more, which is the build is only 89. If I leveled up a bit more, I would grab some more defenses, some more damage, and stuff like that. So something else which basically Rice QT does in his build is let's talk about the gems, I guess. It's the blasphemy setup, and I'm going double blasphemy setup with Enfeeble and temporal chains, with heightened curse and magnified effect for more area. It's unfortunate that I couldn't get the build to this cluster here with the area of effect nodes for curses, which and the hinder is also great. It makes it way better. So if you want to try to do this, you can do it. But I got only this cluster here for curse effect. And of course the reduced curse duration doesn't work with blasphemy, so it's only an upside. Um, something else about the gems. I have a lot of spirit from my scepter, because you don't really need anything else in your main weapon slot, so you might as well have a scepter. And I'm using Time of Need to recover some life from time to time, and basically, yeah, cleanse from curses and ailments. With Fast Forward and Herbalism, Herbalism for fun. And then the main other thing is Blink. We run all these beautiful gems due to this node here. Attribute requirements of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. Yeah, sorry. So Blink is broken. It's great. With Vitality for a bit more life regen, and Cannibalism, which is life recovered on kill. And of course cooldown recovery rate. Yeah, I'll talk about the main skill in a bit. Other things that I would like to mention before that is oh yeah, that I have a lot of sustain from this life recovered on kill, because I have a lot of life, so it's not really feasible to recover it in any other way. I have 200 regeneration, and yeah, the life recovered on kill is a nice burst of recovery. So, my main skill, of course, Seismic Cry with Corrupting Cry and Pin, because Seismic Cry has no... You probably know this already, but it has no cooldown if it doesn't stun, so we use Pin so it cannot stun, and then Corrupting Cry for all our damage, and Swift Affliction and Brutality for more damage. The damage is here. It's 1470, but you will notice that I have a use time of 0.19 seconds. So I use it more than 5. I can use the cry more than 5 times a second. And if I start doing that, you can see how this looks. It's funny as fuck. So if I start doing that, you can see my DPS increases to about 2200. This is because of this node here. No, it's not this one. It's this one. 8% increased damage for each time you've Warcried recently. And that is one of the main ways we scale our damage, with Warcry speed and this node. It also helps us ramp up the damage faster, so we get our damage up faster. So yeah, I have this Joe here, which is a Time Lost Ruby, which gives me a 3% Warcry speed on small passive nodes. So here and here and here, I get Warcry speed, and yeah, and some increased effect on these small passive nodes, so like these ones and these ones for the strength. Because they normally give 12 strength, these ones give 15 strength, for example. I'm not really too sure about this one, but it's kind of fun, so I use it. Otherwise, I scale a lot through jewels, as you can see here. Like most of my jewels, I try to have 8 strength or like I think it goes up to 10, but at least some strength, and then some nice mods. The nice mods can be global physical damage like here, and Warcry speed, Warcry speed with defenses from shield, uh, yeah, armor and physical damage. At this point I have enough Warcry speed that I don't need more Warcry speed. But yeah, multiple of these have Warcry speed. Now this one I was a bit hesitant on putting in because it has knockback distance and it's annoying as fuck to knock back things a long way because you can't really catch them back again. But it's also a great duo without the knockback distance, so I put it in with the area of effect scaling my seismic cry area, and the block chance is kind of mid because I don't really use a nice block chance shield, but it's still 28%, it's nice. And yeah, this is an area of effect of curses duo, which helps me apply my blasphemic curses because they are a bit low range now. I did a stupid thing where I didn't know that this cluster existed. So most of my build I played without this cluster with the 10% increased attributes and the 2% increased damage per 5 of your lowest attribute, which is still a decent amount. And with if I got an Instrumentus, this would be an even bigger amount. But for now, it's a budget version, so it's fine. Maybe one day. Uh, Otherwise, anything for the passive tree, I don't think there's anything interesting about it. I tried to scale a bit of life regen, so yeah, I have a bit more recovery. Um, for the gear, I guess, or like the last thing about the gems, let's finish that, is the Summon Skeletal Warriors. This is a nice defensive layer actually. You'll be surprised if you haven't used it before how good the Skeletal Warriors are. I use them also for the Culling Strike. It's the DPS is not that high on bosses, so the Culling Strike is a nice addition. And they also have Martial Tempo and Meat Shield and Maim. The Maim is kind of useless, the Martial Tempo is for the Culling Strike, and the Meat Shield is the best support for them to survive a bit longer, to cull and stuff. So the gear is this scepter, kind of mid. It has strength and increased spirit. I needed the reduced attribute requirements at the time because I didn't have enough attributes, but now I don't. Also with this cluster, here, I doubt you will ever need the reduced attributes. So yeah, if you take it first, it's great to have an even more budget scepter. These gloves here are kind of have not much. They have life and then 30 strength and chaos res. A bit of chaos res is always nice. This ring here, it has rarity and a bit of strength. Of course, on most of our gear, where we can, we get all attributes and strength. This belt here, it has armor. I bought it for, I don't remember how much. I think it was like 50 exalts or something like that for a ton of armor, like 300 armor, and a lot of life and strength. The boots again with move speed, life, strength, and that's the most important stuff. This ring again with all attributes and strength and some chaos res and some life and rarity. This amulet kind of needs to be changed. Does it have an... No, it has double rarity. So yeah, I can't exalt it, but yeah. It's, I think it was around 80 strength amulet. A worse as Trementus, of course. These two parts we already talked about, and the shield, I I get also 5% additional physical damage reduction, which is nice. And yeah, I kind of exalted it from a 3 stat shield, which had armor and increased flat armor and increased armor and strength, maybe something like that. It doesn't really matter a ton. It just needs to have a lot of armor and strength. That is all it needs to have. So yeah, I usually run ultimatums, so like trials of chaos with this build. And let me show you one trial of chaos and explain some interactions with the build. So this is a one button build, of course. It doesn't use any other buttons. RIP GGG. Sorry for this. But it was Rice QT's idea. I only took it. So this is the first thing I would like to mention. There are a ton of negative whatever afflictions or whatever they're called that just don't interact with this build. This is one of them, minus 15% to elemental resistances and maximum elemental resistances. It's basically free. It doesn't do anything for me. You can see this here after, I guess, we go through this portal. It usually applies here, but it doesn't work. Yeah, so this is the DPS basically. I can just like click it for a bit, click my button for a bit, and then run around, and things die. The more you click, the faster they die. It's good enough DPS, it's not amazing, but the main part of this build is the survivability. Yeah. So, is this the last move? Yeah. With this with Blink here, you can chase a ton of trial stuff, especially with these with the missions that you have to bring the hearts or whatever they're called. Hopefully we'll see them. Here I have not tried the Stalking Shade, honestly, don't know how it is. I'd like to talk a bit more about the lightning projectiles and the fire projectiles. I'll click the Stormcaller runes for now, because they are like easy to dodge. You can even upgrade them to tier 3 and they're still kind of relatively easy to dodge. So the projectile turrets, I used to take them a ton, but I also failed with them a bit. So they deal elemental damage, of course, and that is what this build is weak to. So it's not perfect, and in boss arenas especially, because this build does not struggle clearing the trash mobs, right? It's just like a breeze. They can't do anything to me. I don't even click my life plus. But the bosses are where the build can struggle, or like used to struggle a bit in the past. I'll talk a bit more about bosses later. But basically when you pick afflictions, think about how they interact with the bosses. And the turrets are kind of annoying as fuck and hard to dodge in boss arenas, because they do this I don't know, like a chess pattern, where they're like a cross grid, and it's hard to dodge basically. So you get hit by a bunch of them, you get low life, and then the boss does some bullshit attack, and you die. And that's how I have failed a few of my ultimatums. So I have stopped taking them, kind of lowered their priority on taking, because it's easier to not take them and just not die to the bosses. I know, big brain. So bosses. I haven't reached the boss yet,
Is just the beginning.
but let's talk about this. So this high row, I get the second elemental resistance thing. This flask and charm charges is also fine, because we don't really use our flasks. And the charm is the chaos resistance charm. I have 40%, it's been plenty for now, with the charm of course. Charms are kind of useless for now. I hope they buff them someday. So the bosses, until I... Oh, wait, before I talk about the bosses, it's this trial I have to think about. Blink is very broken on trials like this where you have to bring the soul force. Because if we have this here, no we don't. This is not a map where you have to cross through the high grounds. But if you have to cross through the high grounds, you can just blink on top of any high ground. You can even blink on top of this thing here, but you shouldn't because it's kind of buggy. And you don't always return back. I have failed on Ultimatum because of it. Testing around with the blink. So yeah, don't blink on top of the end portals and elevators. Blink only when you have somewhere to go. Basically, like collecting the soul cores. Yeah, I doubt we'll get another one again, but if we get one, I'll be happy to show you. So the bosses, we have finally reached our first one. You probably know there are 3 bosses, and as Zizaran likes to put them, the hard bird, the easy bird, and the chimera.
We are only getting started.
So here we'll take probably all 3 of them are shit as fuck. The volatile fiends are very annoying on normal areas, like really annoying. I know I said we are specking around the bosses, but this thing like is actually annoying. And less defenses can make you very vulnerable to the lightning attacks from the hard bird, which I'll talk about in a bit. So let's try the turrets, I guess.
Grasp for order while you tumble towards chaos.
So the hard bird, the easy button, the bird, and the chimera. So here we have the chimera. The chimera is one of the easier bosses, of course, next to the easy bird. It's easy because you can see here with the turrets, and if you take the Val Omnitech, no, it wasn't the Val Omnitech, but the pyramid that deals corrupting blood around it, you can dodge it basically, because it always spawns around here, so you can kind of avoid it and go to the other side of the arena, because the arena is large for this boss. But yeah, the annoying part is you kind of have to find the boss and deal damage. Yeah, so you can see that DPS on the boss, it's not too amazing. It's not one-shotting it, but it does the job. And it's very consistent, let's say. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about any attack of the Chimera. The Chaos attack thing that it does can kind of put you low. You can quit your life task then. I have no idea what that unique is actually. A brief interruption. Forbidden Gaze.
A pretty penny.
Maximum cold res. That's kind of cringe. So yeah, the Chimera is that. You always get all 3 bosses, so it's kind of RNG to get the hard bird early before you get too many
Understandable if you're a
afflictions.
little tired,
And
but the
yeah,
trial yet
if you don't get
continues.
it, it's still doable, but it's a bit harder. Yeah, so Impending Doom, all physical things that deal physical damage to you are easy to dodge because you have physical mitigation and a ton of life. So yeah, Rings of Doom are tankable for sure. You can tank them to level 2. I have not tried level 3 Rings of Doom, but I'm guessing they are a bit more damage and still tankable. You can see here, by the way, if I tank a bit of damage from these turrets, let me tank a bit of damage, I instantly regen it basically on the from the on-kill passives and the support that I have, the lightning kill. So it's, yeah, while clearing mobs, it's no problem to take a bit of damage because you get it instantly back. I can also show you like most of my MTXs don't work, but this Halo looks very nice, especially with the big ass shield and the time of need.
What?
That's kind of nice. Another ailment that doesn't work with our build is the unstoppable monsters. It doesn't interact at all. I can push them anyway. They are very much stoppable still.
Ravage and ransack.
Oh, that's another one. That's one of those that I was talking about, I think, that you can cheese. I can kind of tank this laser. I mean, it's not advisable to tank the lightning laser, because, yeah. It's lightning damage, so it deals a bit more to you than it would otherwise. But it's still fine. So yeah, you can see there I can just dodge the elevator thing and just jump right up. I mean, this is not the prime example I would use for a skippable trial with Blink, but it's still fine. We have the new Waystone map stuff thing, of course, but I'm still not getting the tier 7 map. I can also show you a map, but this build does not deal too well with the Atlas maps and mods. It kind of does its thing with the trial. It can of course run maps, and with normal maps it's fine. But I tried to do the Iron Citadel, I think, which was Doriani boss, and the Doriani boss one-shot me with his first lightning attack. So yeah, I wouldn't like recommend doing that. Which was like a non-upgraded Doriani boss. I have not done any of my of the bosses with other characters. This is my first usable character,
like this next one.
but Fexel 2, of course. So with this choice, I would honestly get for the Stormcaller runes, because they are very easily dodgeable, even though they are lightning. The Impending Doom 2, I usually tank it, so it's kind of not great, not as good. So this is the Hard Bird, which is the second boss now in this run, which is nice. It's not the last boss, so it's fine. The lightning towers, of course, are hitting me. And this boss has 2 lightning attacks, and it becomes a tornado. The most important thing about... You can see here I am taking quite a bit of damage, of course, and this is the reason... This is the boss that made me stop picking up the lightning and the fire towers. Here is one of the lightning attacks, which is basically an orb of storms, or like 2 of them, or I think it splits. It's fine, whatever. And that was the other lightning attack. It's a burst that you can. It's very avoidable if you know what to look for, but it's also annoying as fuck. So here the boss dies. Yeah, it's not too hard, but it's kind of annoying because you have to dodge it. At this point I have enough armor so none of these attacks one-shot me, but they used to, so I have PTSD. So I kind of try hard on this boss only. Something else I wanted to mention. Oh, this is another one of those mods that don't interact with your build. This is the monsters have 40% ORS. We're doing only physical damage, so yeah, they cannot resist that. I would like to talk about this one as well. The less area of effect, it's doable, it's not too bad. If you have to take it, but it's annoying. And the reduced life and mana recovery rate. Of course, we don't use mana, we are a blood magic build. And yeah, it's kind of...
They adapt to your assault.
It's doable. It's I usually don't upgrade it because it's not good.
But corpses.
It's rippy, but you can do it at level 1 no problem, of course. One thing I forgot to mention, which if you have seen another build like this, you'll probably know, but this build is blood magic. And which means all of our skills are converted to life cost. And we sustain the high. You can see that my life is actually not going down here. And we sustain it through this node here. I don't remember which one it was. Here, this one. What the fuck? Why is it not paused? Okay, maybe now it's paused. That's just some weird bug. Recover 2% of life when you use a war cry, which means that you can basically use your war cries for free. That's 2% of 9,000. Some quick math person can math it out, but basically if I am damaged I regen a bit faster when I use my war cry. So my war cry cost is lower than the 2%. I mean, we can check it how much it is somewhere, I'm sure. Oh, it's 70 life. So yeah, basically I regen more life than I use with when using the war cry. So yeah, blood globus, it doesn't do any damage. You can take it. It's free.
Coagulated masses befall you.
It just blocks a bit of your screen, but you don't really need to see your screen to do your thing. This is the most annoying trial, of course. And yeah, you just kind of run around and press Q. For in my case, of course. Nothing can touch you basically, because you knock everything back. And you also curse them with temporal chains, which slows them. And if they touch you, they are also cursed with enfeeble, which means they deal less damage. Which is also a form of mitigating the elemental damage, of course. That is why I would recommend you always run the enfeeble. The temporal chains is kind of... there is not really a curse that you would rather run. So yeah, that is the curses that we run. I want to pick up this gold.
Need more time.
To be rich. And yeah, the active block is just there if I ever decide to use it. I have not learned myself to use it, but you can try it. It's always nice to also tap the well, because I do forget when I take the no flask and charm charges note. The bleeding and poison is also fine to take. It's not a problem at all. Oh, this is the maximum mana, of course. It's one of the most expensive soul cores. Oh yeah, I wanted to also talk about the soul cores I am using. I'm using the maximum life for obvious reasons, soul cores on these two. I am also using the 7 chaos rest on these two. It's kind of whatever. Both of these are cool. And of course the increased armor on the shield, because it's my main source of armor and I want more armor to mitigate the damage. Here we have the easy bird last, of course. Oh, and I wanted, yeah, this bird doesn't do any damage to us. We can tank it. I can kind of find the sweet spot with the lightning towers and just stay in it. Of course, it has a bit of a degen, which you have to dodge and you have to step away from. And this attack here, you should not stay in one place while it does it. And otherwise, basically if you move in a circle, you can easily do it. What I also wanted to say is that the build currently has kind of a bug, which means you can stack your corrupting blood before the boss starts. If it's here, like in a cutscene or something, in an animation showing off, you can start stacking from before. A Jin barrier means we are basically, I was going to say infinite, but it's not really infinite. It's kind of advertising the other ascendancy thing, trial. Here we got some nice soul core with the mana 1. I'll check it later how much it costs. These things here are usually worthless, because they usually don't have sockets or they have shitty rolls. Yeah, the rares are kind of need to be reworked. So I also brought a Trialmaster fight here to show you guys. Before I do that, because it's quite lengthy with my DPS, I wanted to think of something else to say. I also took like the quality and +1 level to all skills, but yeah, I don't really know if the +1 is all that worth. It might be worth to get the +2 quality as well. Something else that I might need to add? I don't really think so. Yeah. So let's do the Trialmaster. It's a nice fight. I have profited a bit. I have not dropped the Adorned yet, but I have profited from an Inscribed Ultimatum. It has a chance to drop an Inscribed Ultimatum at the end. Here I can already stack my corrupting blood, by the way. So yeah, I dropped an Inscribed Ultimatum for Divines, which basically made me like 5 Divines. I sold it, of course, I didn't own it. It was way more profitable to sell it, for some reason. So the Trialmaster fight, it has a ton of life, of course, and it doesn't deal any damage to us. This rage here is from what that I have. The only attack that you kind of need to worry about is this attack here that does this I don't know, pulsing red thingy. It removes your armor, and yeah, if you don't get armor shredded, basically you are completely fine. You can tank any attack with the Trialmaster. And you can even tank a few like pulses of this thing here as well, but it's still like it's the only way you could feasibly die in this fight. Even like this charge attack, it deals almost no damage. Yeah, this attack also deals a bit of damage, but I have never died from it. I have tanked it like 10 times or something. The fight goes a bit long, it's like 10 to 15 minutes maybe. Sorry for that. But yeah, it's completely safe. Yeah, I can tank a bit of this for you to see. It's here, the armor break debuff. And the strength of damage over time character, of course, is that we always have damage at time, even if we don't use our skill. I mean, of course, the damage lowers because we have not worked right recently on that one node that I explained earlier. But yeah, so here I got a bit more armor broken, which is not great. You can see me taking a bit more damage maybe. Yeah, but it's generally safe. You're not taking damage from him. You can see also I always push him to the side of the arena. I have no choice. That's the knockback of the war cry doing its thing. Yeah, the fight sometimes goes a bit long, so the Trialmaster kind of puts his attacks, and sometimes he pauses without doing anything, like this pause you saw like right before. He can do that and not do any attack. He can, I don't know, do an attack a bit after the pause. It's a bit weird. But I have, oh yes, a few times I have, like, my fight has frozen for like 10 minutes for some random reason. I have reported it as a bug, of course. And yeah, it just unfreezes in a bit. I don't think it was 10 minutes, but it was like 5 minutes for sure. Yeah, I can see this attack deals like 40% of my health, but that's... I don't even press my weapon class, so it's completely fine. So yeah, that is mostly... I don't need to dodge these balls. Yeah, as I said, I only need to dodge this spear thing here. Oh yeah, another tech that I can talk about is whenever you have a bloody card like this from the Trialmaster or from the Rio trial, you can dodge it easily by blinking, and basically the blink at the end, of course, as any dash has, it has like an animation that has you like staggered a bit. And if you basically buffer the stun at the end of the part with that animation, so it's easier to dodge it with the blink. That's all I'm going to say. Another cool thing about the Trialmaster fight is that it does not get the afflictions from the real trial, which means it's way easier than you think. The first time I did it, I was very surprised by that. I don't know if it's profitable to run Trialmasters. For now, I think for me it's profitable because of that inscribed Ultimatum. I usually buy my lacking pieces of the fight and I'll show you in a bit. I usually have a bit of these pieces, like the normal ones that you get. You get one piece every time you complete a full trial, so you have to complete it a bit. Yeah, you can see here it does some weird attacks after it closes. Usually it doesn't do that attack when it closes, but here it can do that attack. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's intended. So yeah, I think it's generally profitable. I have, as I said, I have done the Trialmaster like 5 or 10, or like, not 10, but like 6 or 7 times maybe. And I have not yet dropped the Adorned, or like the shield that's, I don't remember its name. Hopefully we get it here so I remember. I have mostly gotten the helmet and two inscribed ultimatums, one of which is useless for Vow Orbs. I can show it to you after we finish this fight. Yeah, here he pulls this and then he basic attacks a bunch. Kind of what I think. Yeah, but the ultimatums themselves are very profitable. You can get the soul cores, which are worth quite a bit. Like, I have honestly not logged in a few weeks, so I don't know about the current prices. But before that, when I played a ton of this build, the elemental damage one on weapons that also gives 5-0 res was like 30 to 50k to 50 exalts, and then the mana one was like half a dip. So we'll see where they went and how they're doing. I wasn't planning on showing them up, honestly, so I'll probably not do that. But if you guys want me to, write it in the comments and I will show you a map. I have honestly not mapped a ton with this character, only for leveling, and then when it became like useful to do it, I started running the trials. Oops, here it got caught by the skeleton, the real MVP. You deserve that help,
my service
my G.
continues.
His service continues. So here we drop a shitty belt and an inscribed ultimatum. Let's see then. Fuck that shit. Let's see what the inscribed ultimatum is. Boom. It's alchemy orbs, which is useless. Probably. I'll have to price check it, but I won't do it now. The belt is of course this one. I have like I also dropped it maybe 2 times. Yeah, so yeah, I mostly dropped helms, but I've dropped a few belts, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, that is a full run of this mechanic. Let's see. Oh yeah, one thing I would like to say is that the waypoint is bugged. If you click it from like wherever, if you click it, your character stands too far from the waypoint itself. So if you click on your hideout, it says you can't go to this area from here. You have to click it closer and then click on the thing, and then it works perfectly. I genuinely was confused about this the few days, and then a friend of mine told me how it worked. I'm not going to show you my messy stash tabs. Let's see how much the mana thing is. If I want to buy a soul core of Zalatul for like exalts, it's 100 exalt, of course, which is what we made here. Here's the soul core of Zalatul. And let's see the soul core of this one, Sitaqual. Yeah, I'm not trying to pronounce that. It's 34 exalts. So yeah, these are I think the most expensive ones. Maybe I'm forgetting one of them. Maybe this one. Oh shit, this one is 1000x. Yeah, I've never seen this one by the way. For the I mean 15 spirit and 10 rarity. That's crazy. But yeah, I've never seen this one. So yeah, there are very rare drops that you can get from this mechanic and get some money. Yeah, you can see here my fragments and yeah, all these ultimatums that I will probably never run. Um, and here are my soul cores. Soul cores, of course, means that you can easily um, equip them on your character, and yeah, it sets you up for a nice other character. I think this is a great starter character, honestly. If we ever get a league and we don't see it nerfed, we probably will see it nerfed though. So play it where you can. You can always get your own spin on it. But I think the main idea of using this helmet and this chest is a cool one and deserves to be explored. So yeah, I think that's it. And bye guys.